Imagine standing on the outskirts of a bustling airport, the night sky awash with the glow of runway lights. It's a sight to behold, the ceaseless rhythm of aviation playing out under the stars. Yet, as the clock ticks towards the witching hour, you'll notice a subtle change. The roar of jet engines begins to dwindle, the sky above less streaked with the red and white of navigation lights. This is no accident, but a carefully orchestrated transition as nighttime curfews come into effect. Airports around the world implement these curfews for a variety of reasons. Noise pollution is a primary concern, as the thunderous takeoffs and landings can disrupt nearby communities during the quiet hours. Additionally, air traffic control and maintenance crews use this quieter period to conduct essential work, ensuring the safety and efficiency of operations come sunrise. While the nighttime activity at airports may be fascinating, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, especially when it comes to noise control. One of the primary reasons for nighttime curfews at airports is noise pollution. This issue is particularly pronounced at night, when the cacophony of jet engines can disrupt the quietude that communities surrounding airports have grown accustomed to. Think about it. Imagine settling in for the night, perhaps even drifting off into a peaceful slumber, only to be jolted awake by the thunderous roar of a jet engine. This is a reality for many residents living near airports, and it's a problem that has necessitated the implementation of nighttime curfews. Noise pollution from airplanes is not just an inconvenience, it's an issue that impacts people's quality of life. Studies have shown that constant exposure to high levels of noise can lead to various health problems, including stress-related illnesses, hearing impairment, and sleep disturbances. Now let's hear from some of those directly affected. Residents living near airports with curfews often share experiences of disrupted sleep patterns, difficulty concentrating during the day, and general unease due to the constant anticipation of noise. And yet, these same individuals also acknowledge the economic benefits that airports bring to their communities. Employment opportunities, boosted local businesses, and increased accessibility. This brings us to a critical point: the delicate balance between the economic advantages of airports and the well-being of residents. Airports are economic powerhouses, contributing significantly to local, regional, and national economies. They provide jobs, support tourism, facilitate business travel, and enhance global connectivity. Yet these benefits come at a cost, often borne by those living in the airport's vicinity. Efforts are being made to strike a balance, to ensure that the economic benefits of airports do not overshadow the health and well-being of nearby residents. Nighttime curfews are one such measure, aimed at minimizing noise pollution during the most sensitive hours. But curfews are not a perfect solution. They limit airport operations, potentially impacting revenues and causing inconvenience to passengers and airlines. They can also push noise pollution to the edges of the curfew timeframes, leading to concentrated noise levels right before and after the curfew. As we can see, the balance between the economic benefits of airports and the well-being of residents is a delicate one. It's a conundrum that requires careful consideration, innovative solutions, and a commitment to ensuring that airports can coexist harmoniously with their neighboring communities. Airports around the world have different approaches when it comes to implementing nighttime curfews. Each airport, influenced by its local context and unique circumstances, tailors its curfew regulations to balance the needs of the aviation industry and the welfare of neighboring communities. Let's take a virtual trip around the globe, examining a few prominent airports to understand their unique curfew regulations. First stop, Sydney Kingsford Smith Airport in Australia. The country's busiest airport operates under one of the strictest curfews globally. From 11 at night to 6 in the morning, a ban on aircraft movements is in place, with very few exceptions like emergencies and low-noise freight operations. This curfew is a direct response to the airport's proximity to residential areas and the community's concern about noise pollution. Next, we fly to Frankfurt Airport in Germany, the busiest airport in Europe by cargo traffic. Unlike Sydney, Frankfurt's curfew is more flexible, with restrictions only from 11 at night to 5 in the morning. However, the airport has an additional quiet period from 10 at night to 6 in the morning, during which only aircraft meeting specific noise standards are allowed to operate. Crossing the Atlantic, we land at John F. Kennedy International Airport in New York. JFK operates under a voluntary curfew, requesting airlines to refrain from scheduling flights between midnight and 6 in the morning. This approach may seem lenient, but it's a practical compromise considering JFK's status as one of the busiest international gateways into the United States. Finally, we touched down at Mumbai's Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj International Airport in India. This airport operates round the clock, but with a twist. From 11 at night to 5 in the morning, the airport switches to a single runway operation, reducing noise pollution without halting air traffic completely. These diverse curfew regulations are not arbitrary decisions. They are the result of careful deliberations involving airport authorities, aviation experts, community representatives, and policymakers. The goal is always to strike a balance between facilitating air travel and cargo movement, and mitigating the impact of aircraft noise on the surrounding communities. In a conversation with Frankfurt Airport's noise management team, they emphasized the importance of constant engagement with the community and transparent communication about the curfew regulations. At JFK, an aviation expert explained how the voluntary curfew respects the airport's role as a vital global hub while acknowledging the community's concerns about noise pollution. These case studies highlight the diversity of curfew regulations around the globe. Each airport's approach reflects its unique context, showcasing the complex interplay between economic requirements, community well-being, and environmental considerations in the fascinating world of aviation. While noise pollution is a significant reason for curfews, there are other factors at play. So let's dive into these other motives that often go unnoticed. One of these is the reduced demand for air travel during the night. Most passengers prefer to fly during the day, which naturally results in fewer flights scheduled for the night. The drop in demand means fewer planes in the sky, less air traffic to manage, and in turn, a quieter night for those living near airports. But that doesn't mean airports turn into ghost towns after the last flight of the day. Quite the contrary. Nighttime provides a perfect window for maintenance and repair works. With no planes taking off or landing, runways can be fixed, navigation aids can be calibrated, and terminals can be cleaned. These maintenance windows are essential to ensure the smooth running of the airport during the busy daytime hours. Then there's the environmental aspect. Airplanes, especially large cargo planes, are significant contributors to greenhouse gas emissions. Limiting the number of these flights during the night can help reduce the overall carbon footprint of the aviation industry. And let's not forget the potential benefits to nocturnal wildlife, which can be disturbed by the noise and lights of nighttime aviation. But these aren't the only reasons. Sometimes it's about national security, as is the case with some military airports. Other times it's about preserving the night sky, like in areas with dark sky preserves where artificial light is minimized to reduce light pollution. All these reasons add extra layers to the decision-making process behind implementing curfews. It's not just about noise, it's about considering the bigger picture, involving elements of economics, environment, and social well-being. It's about finding that delicate balance between the needs of the aviation industry and the needs of the communities and ecosystems that surround our airports. These additional reasons further complicate the equation when it comes to implementing nighttime curfews. But they also remind us that the world of aviation is a complex and interconnected system, where every decision has far-reaching implications. As technology advances, the future of nighttime curfews at airports could look very different. Imagine a world where airplane engines are so quiet, they barely make a whisper. This isn't as far-fetched as it sounds. Today, engineers are working tirelessly to design new engines and implement noise reduction efforts that could potentially make night flights as quiet as a mouse. But it's not just about quieter engines. The future could also see dynamic curfew adjustments, with real-time noise monitoring systems governing the ebb and flow of nighttime flights. This would allow for a more responsive regulation, tailored to the needs of the moment. Beyond technology, alternative solutions are coming into play. Community outreach programs and soundproofing initiatives are becoming increasingly popular as we strive to strike a balance between the economic benefits of air travel and the well-being of those living under the flight paths. Only time will tell how these advancements will impact the future of nighttime curfews. We hope this video has shed some light on the complex issue of airport nighttime curfews. It's a delicate dance, balancing the economic benefits of air travel with the well-being of those living in the shadows of these aviation hubs. The interplay of noise pollution, air traffic patterns, and the drive for progress all shape the decisions behind these curfews. If you found this exploration valuable, We'd be thrilled if you'd hit that like button. It helps us know what content you enjoy and it supports the channel. And if you're as captivated by the world of aviation as we are, consider subscribing. We delve into all corners of the industry, providing in-depth content that satisfies the curiosity of aviation enthusiasts and casual viewers alike. Finally, share this video. Spark a discussion about airport regulations and community well-being. The conversation is important and it begins with you. Remember, every flight has a story, and behind each one is a complex web of decisions, regulations, and compromises.